My name is Sister Ilia Delio. I'm a Franciscan sister who would like to welcome you to the Omega website. And this website has as its mission exploring love at the heart of the universe. In a sense, we want to develop a series of short teachings as to why we would even talk about love at the heart of the universe. And I might begin with the fact that we're living in a very conflicted world. This week's Time magazine has as its cover Hate in America. How can we have so many committed people of various religions, whether Christians, Jewish religion, or Muslim or Islam? How can we have millions and millions of religious people and yet have a national magazine with this cover? So there's something deeply disturbing about our culture today. And one of my guides to our teachings in these videos is the Jesuit scientist Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. Teilhard was a Jesuit who was also trained as a scientist, a paleontologist, and he devoted his life to trying to bridging science and religion. So in these videos, we're going to try to understand why science and religion need to come together, not just dialogue, not just share, hey, this is what I have and this is what you have, but actually begin to develop an understanding of religion based on what science is now telling us today, and to impart to science a sense of religious purpose and meaning. And just so we're kind of clear about how we're using the word religion here, I am not talking about institutional religion. I'm really using the word religion in a much broader context, and that is religion in its root sense of meaning to bind or to bind back, from the Latin ligare. So like a ligament, right? So we have a ligament. We have sort of a spiritual umbilical cord. We are bound to something beyond ourselves. And we kind of know that implicitly because we're never really happy with anything. We're constantly longing. We're constantly looking towards something beyond ourselves. And that, I think, is the religious dimension of our lives. So just so we kind of have a working understanding, I'm using religion as that umbilical cord of our existence. And spirituality is, in a sense, the connectivity of that existence. It's the dynamism towards which we orient our lives. So spirituality and religion are definitely complementary terms, but for me, they are not exactly the same. They mutually enrich one another without being condensed into one another. So religion is, I think, at the heart of our problems today in culture. And we can say that we have become so religiously entrenched sometimes in our beliefs, and these beliefs have turned into sometimes zealous idols for us, that we have become absolutely opposed to one another. This cannot sustain itself. We cannot continue to exist as a human community in this way. We are either going to destroy one another and ourselves in the process, or we must make a leap into a new future together. And so my guide here, Teilhard de Chardin, really believed that science and faith must work together for the evolution of humankind. And that's the kind of framework we want to explore here, how science and faith can work together. And by this, I don't mean that science becomes faith or faith becomes science. It is if we begin to understand how religion emerged based on natural philosophy, and how natural philosophy provided a philosophical basis for religion, then we can begin to appreciate why we need to bring these two pillars of our understanding together. So we're going to, in a sense, develop these videos maybe as 5 to 7 minutes. So we hope that at the end of each episode, you can at least take some time to reflect on the main question that's being surfaced in you. Sometimes you might have a confusion or misunderstanding, but our hope is that we can bring clarity and light. You know, light is a matter of consciousness, right? When we are enlightened, we become aware. And I think what our hope is here is to sort of share with you some insights so that we can become aware of what we are, who we are, what we are together, what this role of religion might mean for us as humans and as universe. And we have not told the religious story of the universe. We keep telling it as a human story. But if we begin to understand what science tells us about ourselves, that we are, in a sense, products of evolution, then we can no longer confine this religious story to humans alone.